day 2 on my search for cool, unusual, and beautiful things in eastern Kansas, and I'm starting in Topeka. I'm here at the Great Mural Wall of Topeka. This entire building is covered in murals all the way around, which I'm going to show you some of the cooler ones that I think. I love this kind of stuff. I wish more cities had more of this kind of stuff. So let's check out what Topeka has and then get on the road for the rest of eastern Kansas. So just outside of Topeka is one of the more unusual places I've ever been. This is called Truckhenge. As you can see, this truck beside me that is kind of named after Stonehenge in England. And I've been to Stonehenge in England, and this is just as unusual and odd. This is on the farm of Ron Lessman. And as you're about to see, I wasn't expecting to actually meet Ron, let alone get a tour of his entire house and everything that's inside it. So besides checking out that, I'm going to show you the rest of this farm, which is very odd. I recommend anyone to come by and check it out. And Ron, if you can understand what he's saying, he talks really fast, is one of the more unusual people that you'll ever meet, but I'm definitely glad I got to meet him. Hey, how are you? Can I check things out? Is it closed? I'm from Wichita. What is that?
That going up a vertebrae off of mammoth. I've got really playing around, huh? There's no secret I do. I spoke to each other drinking beer.
Where did you learn how to do art?
I didn't.
You didn't? You just taught yourself?
Taught myself. Well, when I was in I used to draw rat pin characters when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I kicked out of school 4 times my senior in high school. 4 times my senior in high school because my hair hadn't touched my ears. So they put me in art class, so I graduated, get the hell out of there. So I do a picture of a kid who'll bomb blow school up. What's that about? I said, it's a metaphor. Shake things up, say the water stinks. You can't say it that way. Well, I did when they passed me the class with D minus. I graduated. Man, what would Mona Lisa look like if you're 80 years old? What would Mona Lisa look like if she's 80 years old?
80 years old?
I don't know, but she's tired, fucking smiling.
This is awesome. I love it.
Road to America, see Truckhenge, and they see Bear Ball City. What's that to do with Stonehenge? The sunrise rises. But what the hell does that mean? Remember movie Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Find Statue of Liberty?
Uh-huh.
Say, boating my birds, Statue of Liberty, and the sun coming up.
Well, I appreciate you showing me around and taking the time.
Oh, yeah,
I'm John.
I'm John. I'm Ron.
I think you should go to the local comedy club and do stand-up comedy.
Well, I could.
But you talk really fast. They might not be able to hear you.
Yeah, I do that. I gotta get out before you get out of here.
So I'm now in the tiny unincorporated town of Stull, Kansas. And you might wonder, why am I here and why am I by a cemetery? Well, the Stull Cemetery is kind of famous for allegedly being one of the 7 gates to hell, or the gates of hell. I'm not sure which one. And so this is the cemetery. It says no trespassing, so we're going to try to not get kicked out of the cemetery and fined for that. Another legend is that the Pope was traveling over Kansas at one time and diverted course to make sure he didn't fly over this cemetery. And so even though he didn't fly over the cemetery, and it's, you know, no trespassing here, we're going to see if we might be able to fly over the cemetery, and let's try to do that now. Here in the historic town of Lecompton, Kansas. This is where our jumps coach, Heidi Benton, is from. Established in 1854. It was originally called Bald Eagle and changed to Lecompton, I think one of the early legislators here. And it was the territorial capital of Kansas. So before Kansas was a state, for like 1854 or 1855 until 1861, this was the capital of the Kansas Territory. Behind me, this is Constitution Hall. This is where they debated things that led up to the Civil War in the 1860s. So very interesting place, very historic place in Lecompton, Kansas. It's definitely a smaller town now, but a lot of interesting history here. So I started out this trip at a mill in kind of southeastern Kansas, and now as I'm towards the end of the weekend, I'm at another mill here in Cedar Point. It's getting windy, as you can probably tell. This mill was built in 1875, 1 year after the one from the beginning of the video. So let's go check this one out, as it looks like it's kind of starting to fall apart. So the trip is coming to an end. I wish I had more time, and just so many things to see in Kansas that, you know, 2 days you just can't do. You just can't get it done. But I am in the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve, and it is supposedly one of the best places to watch the sunset. So thought it'd be appropriate to finish the trip, the sunset. Got my slushie ready. Really enjoyed this trip. Kansas, you rock. Okay, so it was a little bit of a hike to get up here, but I got to the most scenic part of the Tallgrass Prairie, and there's the sunset, and right here, that's a bison, and there's a bunch of them over here as well. They look much closer than they do on the video. So. Kansas, that's a wrap.